Good morning, Abundant TV. I hope you're well, and I hope you're finding today filled with opportunities to share the good news of Jesus. But if you are, let me warn you, expect opposition. It just goes hand in hand with opportunity. If you're serious about sharing the gospel, you can expect opposition to come. And we see that in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 8. Paul is talking about his travel plans, and he says, I will stay in Ephesus until Pentecost, for a wide door for effective work has opened to me, and there are many adversaries. You see, his opportunity was great. The door was open, but he had so much opposition. And you know what an adversary is? It's someone that is fully against you. It is also completely against you, an unreconcilable force. Another definition is an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. And you see, Paul ran into this all the time, and you can trace his story through the book of Acts and through his letters, and you'll see that as he took those opportunities to share the good news of grace, the good news of love, the good news of Jesus, he was chased out of town. He was flogged. He was whipped. He was beaten. He was thrown in jail. But you know what? As his opposition was fierce, the opposition was on a mission to silence him. So what did he do? He stayed in the center of God's will. He depended on God for strength, and he just kept going, even though he had to make adjustments. In some parts of the world, we do see where believers are persecuted for their faith, but here we don't really see that so much. But it doesn't mean that the opposition doesn't try to silence and stop us. And it may come in the forms of harsh criticism. The opposition may try to challenge our authority or damage our reputation or impose limitations upon us until we're filled with so much discouragement, we just want to give up and quit. So what can we do? First of all, we have to realize that not every negative situation is an act of a true adversary. We do live in a broken world, but when you encounter the opposition, when you're trying to share the good news of Jesus and you're feeling that resistance to shut you down and to silence you, number one, make sure you are truly in the center of God's will. You see, the opposition will try to define what that looks like. We even see that with Jesus, where the Pharisees thought that they knew more about God than Jesus did. And of course, we see that with Paul. But be so in tune to the Holy Spirit that you know that you are doing His will. The next thing is depend on nothing or no one else except the strength of the Lord. And I promise you, you will find His grace truly is sufficient. And the last thing, keep going. Make adjustments as you need to, but don't quit. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next time.